Student of the way, you've been told that silence is strength, but there are moments when silence does not make you wise, it makes you invisible. There are times when holding your tongue quietly teaches the world that you can be ignored, dismissed, or stepped over without consequence. The ancient masters of the dojo never taught passive silence. They taught controlled silence, silence guided by awareness, discipline, and the courage to act when the moment truly matters. Many wanderers confuse restraint with weakness, and without realizing it, they surrender their power in the name of staying calm. Today, you will learn the 7 moments when a warrior must never remain silent, no matter how uncomfortable the truth feels in your chest. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and the old sages never asked you to bear your voice only to master it, to know when silence protects your peace and when it quietly destroys your dignity. Because silence can be a shield, but in the wrong moment, it becomes a cage. Situation 1. When facing injustice, student of the way, there is a kind of silence that does not protect your peace. It protects what is wrong. Whenever you witness injustice and choose to stay quiet, you unknowingly give it room to grow. Injustice survives in places where no one speaks, where no one stands, where no one dares to challenge the darkness. The ancient masters never taught you to meet injustice with rage or chaos. Stoicism is calm strength, not passive silence. Calm does not mean quiet. Calm means speaking with clarity while keeping your spirit steady. Imagine watching a fire spread through the dojo and choosing to say nothing. That is what silence does in the presence of injustice. It allows destruction to move unchecked. A warrior's voice, used with reason and discipline, can interrupt that fire. It can stop the cycle before it consumes everything around you. Situation 2. When your boundaries are crossed, student of the way. If you do not define your limits, the world will define them for you, and it will rarely be in your favor. Every time someone disrespects your time, your energy, or your values, and you remain silent, you are training them in how to treat you. In moments like these, silence is not peace. Silence is permission. Your boundaries are the walls of your dojo. Without them, anything can invade. With them, only what you allow may enter. The ancient masters taught that speaking up does not require aggression. It requires firmness, a steady stance, a clear voice, a line drawn with intention, not emotion. Often, a simple, calm declaration of your limits is more powerful than any heated reaction. A warrior does not shout to be heard. He speaks with clarity, and the world adjusts. Situation 3. When truth must be spoken. Student of the way, understand this. Lies do not need strength to survive. They only need your silence. Truth, on the other hand, depends on those who are willing to carry it, even when it feels heavy, even when it feels uncomfortable. There will be moments where speaking the truth feels risky, where staying quiet feels safer. But every time truth is suppressed, confusion grows stronger, and slowly, silence begins to distort reality itself. The ancient masters taught that a warrior must align with truth, not as a weapon, but as a responsibility, because a life built on silence in the presence of lies becomes a life disconnected from what is real. A warrior of the way does not hide from truth. He stands with it, even when his voice trembles. Situation 4. When someone needs guidance, student of the way, there are moments when your experience, your perspective, or even a single sentence from your heart could change the direction of another person's path. Yet many remain silent. They think, "It's not my place," or "What if I'm wrong?" And so wisdom stays locked inside them. But wisdom kept to yourself helps no one. The ancient masters taught that you do not need to have all the answers to offer guidance. Sometimes, a single honest insight, a different angle, a quiet truth, is enough to spark clarity in someone who is lost. Knowledge is a light. When you hide it, the room stays dark. When you share it, even briefly, you create the possibility of direction, and often, you will never fully know the impact your words had, but a warrior of the way understands this. Silence may protect your comfort, but your voice may protect someone's future. Situation 5. When silence is being used against you. Student of the way, silence is a tool, but it can also be a weapon, especially when others wield it to manipulate, control, or create confusion. The silent treatment, emotional withdrawal, calculated absence of communication. These are not acts of peace, they are forms of quiet control. And if you respond with more silence, you step directly into their game. The ancient masters never taught passivity in the face of manipulation. They taught awareness and self-command, to recognize when silence is no longer calm, but pressure, no longer stillness, but strategy. In these moments, a warrior does not remain trapped in the shadows. A warrior speaks with clarity, not to argue, not to beg, but to break the illusion. You take back control not by reacting emotionally, but by refusing to be controlled through silence. A steady voice can shatter the quiet that was meant to bind you. Situation 6. When your reputation is at stake. Student of the way, understand this. Your reputation is not shaped only by what you do, but also by what you allow others to say in your silence. There are moments where staying quiet may feel like the higher ground. But if false narratives go unanswered, they begin to harden into truth in the minds of those who do not know you. The ancient masters taught dignity, not passivity. Defending your name does not require anger, nor does it demand long explanations. It requires calm, direct clarity. A few well-chosen words spoken with composure can protect what took years of discipline to build. Because if you do not define your story, someone else will, and they may not tell it in your favor. A warrior of the way does not shout to defend his honor. He speaks once, with truth, with steadiness, and lets his character do the rest. Situation 7. When you have the power to inspire change. Student of the way, there are moments when your voice is meant to do more than defend yourself. There are moments when it can shape the world around you. A word of courage, a truth spoken at the right time, a perspective that challenges the ordinary. These are the moments where silence becomes a missed opportunity. Too many wanderers underestimate the impact of their voice. They believe influence belongs only to the loud, the famous, or the powerful. But the ancient masters taught that real influence often begins quietly, with one warrior choosing to speak when it matters most. Your words, when aligned with purpose and reason, carry weight. They can shift mindsets, awaken awareness, inspire action in ways you may never fully witness. And that is precisely why they matter. A warrior of the way understands this truth. Your silence may keep you comfortable, but your voice may change someone's path forever. In the end, student of the way, mastering silence is not about speaking less. It is about knowing when silence serves you and when it silently harms you. A warrior does not remain quiet out of fear. A warrior chooses silence with intention and breaks it with purpose. So the next time you face a difficult moment, ask yourself, is this silence protecting my peace or costing me my power? Because your voice, when used with wisdom, is not noise, it is direction. If this message resonates with your spirit, subscribe to Master Yosho. This is how you begin transforming your life, by building the habit of protecting your inner peace and growing stronger, calmer, and more in command of yourself every single day. And now tell me in the comments, which of these situations challenges you the most on your path?